Hello, this is Ashi from Crafting with Ashi and welcome to this video. This is the card we're going to be making today. Isn't it lovely? Beautiful seaside view. Okay, so the supplies. This is a standard A6 card base using our thick whisper white, and then I've got some balmy blue, and this measures 14.3 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and then I've got some little bit here of Pacific Point, and this measures 10 centimeters by 7 centimeters, and then this is the shimmery white cardstock, and this is what I'm going to be stamping on, and this measures 9.5 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got a piece of cardstock in here already, but I did two for myself in case I mess up. And the stamp set we're going to be using is one called, it's from Sale-a-bration. Now, if you haven't heard of Sale-a-bration, Sale-a-bration is a 3-month long Stampin' Up promotion. It ends at the end of March. It started now beginning of January, and it means for every £45 you spend, you can choose a free item from the Sale-a-bration catalogue. And this is one of the free items you can choose. So as you can see, you can get a whole stamp set, you can get paper, you can get dies, ribbon, all sorts of stuff, you know, in the Sale-a-bration catalogue. So do check it out. All the details are on my website, but this is the stamp set we're going to be using. It's called By the Bay, and we're going to be using this image here. Now, because we're stamping on the shimmery cardstock and it has a slight texture, I'm using the Stamparatus so that I can get a perfect impression every time. So I'm just going to ink that up now quickly. Okay. Sorry about the noise as I ink the stamp set up. Now, you can use Stays-on ink. I would recommend Stays-on ink for this because we are going to be watercolouring. Okay, I personally struggle with the smell of Stays-on, so I'm using an archival ink, but that's just because I can't stand the smell of marzipan. I don't like marzipan at all. So, get a perfect impression. There we go. Okay, so I'll just move it closer to the camera. There's our image, lovely stamp, so we'll just get this out the way. Okay, so I've just zoomed in a little bit so you can see a bit better. I'm going to be using our watercolour pencils to colour this in. So these are them. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so you can really do, and then I'll be blending it out with the aqua painter. So I'm going to start with the roof, which I'm going to do in real red. So as you can see, it always says what the name of it here, and I'll mostly fast forward through most of this because you don't need to see me colouring in. Okay, so I've coloured that in, so now I'm going to use the aqua painter to blend it all out. And then I've got my little lappy here, my cloth, so that I can wipe off any excess water like that. So let's start here on the roof. Try and do all the same colours together so that you don't mixed them up by mistake. I think sorry, it's lighting is not the best. It is a very dark day here in Lincoln. Cloudy, overcast, and generally yucky, as I call it. And I think the cats agree. It is super yucky weather today. Okay. So you just take your time wiping off any excess water as you go, depending, I mean, it just depends how much water you want, how you want the colours to flow, how you want the ink to flow. So it's really up to you. I want to have a little bit more control, so I'm wiping off the excess, trying to keep it a bit more contained. Not too concerned if some colours flow into the others, because it's not meant to be perfect. It's handmade, not shopboard. And you can always, if you want extra colour, one of the things you can do is take your end of your nib and take your pen to it and actually pick up a colour like that and put it down. So you can do like that. Add some extra colour. So that is a tip. So just going to continue to blend out all this green. It's nice and lush and green. I can't wait for spring to come and the trees will be green again, and the road, we have a lovely tree-lined streets here. I just can't wait for it. Once Christmas is over, I've had enough of winter, to be honest. It can just go away. Don't mind it leading up to Christmas, because it's also my birthday, beginning of December, so I don't mind winter then. But once January hits, I want spring. I want spring flowers, I want spring sunshine. I don't want any more yucky stuff. So, okay, so there we go. Very simple, very easy. I don't think it looks too bad. Okay, so there we go. So let's just set that aside to have a little dry. You can also just have a go at it with the heat gun as well. So as you can see here on the back, the Balmy Blue, I've embossed this, and the embossing folder I've used is called this one, Tufted Dynamic. I label all of mine so I don't forget what they are. So I'm just going to put this in, as it's quite a repetitive pattern. You do want to try and get it as straight as possible, otherwise it is going to show. And I'm just going to put that through the Big Shot and I'll be back. Now I use an electric Big Shot because my arms don't deal with all the cranking very well. But this is one of our dynamic embossing folders, and look at that, isn't that beautiful, deep embossed, and you can see the deboss as well. So with these ones, because they're so much thicker, you just need to have your base plate and one cutting plate, not two, to put it through the Big Shot. So I think we are ready to start assembling. So let's bring our card base back in. Here it is, and now I'm going to stick that down with a bit of snail. Okay. Putting quite a bit on there because it's because of the embossing. It won't stick as easily because of the texture. Try and centre that as best you can. It'll do. Okay, now I've just forgotten to do something, and this shows. If you don't stick it down and press it straight away, you can lift it back up the way I just did there. Now, what I forgot to do was put the ribbon on. So let's bring our ribbon in. This is the ribbon we're using today. It's what's it called? Flax ribbon in Whisper White, and it's a lovely textured ribbon. So enough silliness aside, let's get back to card making. So there we go, now it's done. Now this is dried, so now we can add this to our piece of Pacific Point. And again, I'm adding quite a bit of snail here because the water can try and stop the thing from sticking, but if you put enough snail you will defeat it and it will stick for you. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to add it to my background now with some dimensionals, and these are the edges of the dimensional, but you want to use all of your dimensional. You don't want to waste any of that because that would be stupid. So I'm just going to put my edges down. Sorry about my hands in the camera like that. Okay. And we'll use the last bit like this, so we're being generous because I tend to be generous with my adhesive. I don't want stuff coming back up again, so just take off the backing. Come on. And I would just go like that, and then I know I've got all the backs off. So bring our card back, whoops, and center it again, like that. And then the last details we're going to use are these. They're the basic adhesive back sequins. Here they are, and they're in the colour Pearly White. So we're just going to use 3 of these just quickly here in the corner, just to add a je ne sais quoi. Okay, so that's the one I made before. That's the one I've made today. You can see them both. Maybe I'll zoom a little bit out for you and you can see them again. Okay, so all the supplies and all the measurements and everything will be on my blog, on the post associated with this video. I just want to say thank you for watching again. If you want any information or catalogue or anything, please don't hesitate to get hold of me. And until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye!